Hi everyone, my name is Natasha Alvarez and I am the founder of AudacityMagazine.com. I want to make sure you understand what this particular video is about. It's going to be about the origins of how Audacity Magazine came to be. But I want to let you know something else, because in full disclosure, there will be several videos and I will be wearing the same outfit and it will take place in the same spot, because I just don't see myself changing outfits and getting B-roll and all these other things. And the reason I think I want it is because I want other people with physical disabilities to do this. When I speak to several people and I say, hey, why don't you have a YouTube channel? They all tell me the same thing. It is so much work. Look at all the other influencers. They have to go to different spots. They gotta change their clothes. They gotta put their makeup. They gotta go. We have to make it simple. That's how I feel. Keep it simple. So I just want to let you know, if you see me and it's a week later or 2 weeks later and it's this video, then I shot it the same day. I'm not going to release it the same day, and it is okay. I'm going to do my best to give you the information and the content that I want to share with you without losing myself, without losing my energy on things just to be like everyone else. The reality is, I'm not like everyone else, and I'm okay with that. And when you become okay with how you are, life is so much better. All right, so here we go. One day, I have to talk like a teacher. I am a teacher. And so one day, when I was in my mid-20s, around 1990s, I had hurt myself and I wasn't able to go out because I was in bed resting. I was so bummed out. Trust me. It was a concert that I was gonna miss and I was looking forward to that concert. But I had hurt my leg and it wasn't gonna happen. My sister Ingrid came over. Now, if you know my sister Ingrid, you know she loves magazines, probably more than I do. And she came over with several magazines. And we're looking through them, and I know that she's there to cheer me up, but at the same time, I'm so upset that I'm missing something because I hurt myself because I'm disabled. It's one of those moments in life where you're just really upset that you have a physical disability. So I said to her, these are horrible. And she said, what happened? And I said, none of them talk about me. There's nothing. Look at this. I go, look at this, Ingrid. Hiking, if you break up. What? When are you going to see me go hiking? That's not going to happen. Or what about this one? Take up zip lining if you feel like being adventurous. I don't think so. So she said, make your own. I said, how? She said, figure it out. So I said, okay, fine. So I started reading the magazines, all of them. I mean, she gave me everything. Cosmo and Martha Stewart and Oprah. I love Oprah. And all of these things. And I started reading them. And as I was reading them, I said, you know what? I can do this. I just got to tweak it up. Or it needs to be written by physically disabled writers. So I started ripping them out. Then I went ahead and I gathered several friends who have physical disabilities. They had cerebral palsy, they had OI, they had spina bifida, they had muscular dystrophy, they had spinal cord injuries, and I told them my idea. So they all came with magazines as well. And we started ripping things out and seeing how we can create this magazine. I found out later on that having a print magazine is extremely expensive, and none of us had the money for that. So while I let that slide, I never forgot about it. Then in 2001, 2002 or so, Yahoo groups back in the day. That's where people would go and talk. It was almost like a Facebook kind of thing. And I was in a group full of people with physical disabilities. And I explained my idea. They loved it too. And they said, I'll help you, and I'll do this, and I'll do that. I go, great. So one of the things that we had to do was come up with a name. And we had several brainstorming activities for that one. But the one thing they said is that based on what I want, we're going to be audacious. Because even in the early 2000s, a person with a physical disability to talk about sex, dating, having a child, getting married, getting a job, being independent, those kind of things, nobody wanted to talk about that, especially non-disabled people. So it was considered audacious, and we decided to name it Audacity Magazine. That's how that name came to be. So then we had to go ahead and create the vision of what it would look like. Some people are telling me blue because of the disabled symbol. Some people are telling me green, all of these colors. But Athena Cooper, who has OI, just like me, osteogenesis imperfecta, she listened to my vision and she came up with the most beautiful website for me. It was a blog, because back then, blogs were everything. And you had to scroll and scroll. Then on the little right-hand side, there would be the date, the month, and then how many articles were written at that time, or I guess blog posts. And I loved it. To this day, that's still one of my most beautiful visions of Audacity Magazine. And next thing you know, I'm writing, and people from around the world are emailing me. They're telling me how much they loved it. I'm still friends with several of them. And I said, wow, this is amazing. Now, during that time, my cousin Frankie, his name is Frankie Gomez, and he has muscular dystrophy. And during that time, Frankie was helping me create Audacity Magazine as well. He never really truly got to see it because he passed away. I don't want to talk about that today, but maybe one day I will. He's a very big part of Audacity Magazine because when I went to go visit him, he told me about how the outside world doesn't care about him and his needs or desires to want to be like everyone else and go everywhere just like everyone else. So Audacity Magazine will continue to be the voice of people who feel they're not being heard because of their physical disability. Now, we're going to move on with that part. The other thing I want to talk to you about is what happened once Audacity Magazine became better known. It was amazing because my friend George Azor thought I should make it a nonprofit, and that would be able to get donors and sponsors, and it would really help me to expand on Audacity Magazine. So we did that. Now, in hindsight, I will tell you, I guess I really shouldn't have. I should have made it a for-profit. But it was never my intention to profit off of it. I really, truly thought what he said, the same thing, that there would be people who would understand the vision, that there are millions of physically disabled people out there and they want their voices heard. So why not give them this vehicle of choice? And so it went. And one day, I received an email from him, and he said, the Miami Herald is having the Miami Herald Business Plan Contest. And all you have to do is be a company that is less than 2 years old. Voila, that's mine. So I did it. Now, I don't know how to write a business plan. No. I went to Barnes & Noble's. I got a book on how to write a business plan. It's actually called How to Write a Business Plan for Dummies, like one of those books. And I went ahead and I went, shot it off, threw it out there. And I got third place. Oh my gosh. I was like, what? It was so exciting. And they told me, because we went to go meet the judges. All the winners got to meet the judges. And the judges said that because my business was a nonprofit, it held me back from getting first place. And I was like, what? But I was so happy. It was in the newspaper, and I felt so good. I said, this is great. And they actually, one of the judges said that it was the Cosmo for the extraordinary person. Now, in the 1990s and in the early 2000s, to have someone say that, it's a very big deal. Maybe now it's not, I don't know. But back then, it was amazing. I was so excited. I go, look. And there's a Miami Herald article. I was thrilled. But we didn't stop there. Next thing you know, the Miami New Times goes ahead and picks me as being one of the top 50 savviest singles in Miami. And I was like, what? Me? And at the time I had a boyfriend. And he's like, don't they know you're not single? I go, I am, because I'm not married. Therefore, technically, I'm single and I'm going to the celebration. So I got my friend Karen. I said, oh, please come with me. Sure, no problem. So we went at the event at some rooftop, cannot remember right now. Again, I was so excited. And I thought, this is fantastic. Because people were listening. People were watching. And you know what? Later on, more websites came up. I think that's great. I want to make sure that I say it right now. I have no problem. I hope people will compete. I hope people will not compete and make their own. I don't understand why a person with a physical disability in today's world is not popping up more lifestyle websites. Therefore, I'm going to stop right there so I can let you know what I mean by lifestyle websites. Okay? Gotta put this down. It'll make it. Lifestyle websites. There are many websites for physically disabled people. And I could probably list so many of them. But they're all about advocacy, which is not a problem. I'm all about advocacy. We have articles on advocacy as well. There's the article when I got in touch with Bobby Flay about his restaurants. You'll have to read that. It's on the site. Maybe I could put a link for you. We also wrote about Mattel or Hasbro, I can't remember. And they made a toy. And it was like deformed superheroes or something. And I was like, what? And so we wrote about that. We've got our advocacy going on. But it wasn't all about advocacy, right? Then there are some websites that are all about political things when it comes to the disabled population. We definitely need that. The bottom line is, other websites that are out there for physically disabled people serve a purpose. And I want to serve them. So, if I don't know your site and you happen to have one, then in the comments, tell me the link and tell me what it's about. Or you can always email me. I'll see if I put the email address. You know, all that YouTube-y stuff. And then you can let me know. But Audacity Magazine isn't meant for that. I want you to know the vision that's always been around since 2003. Yes, because this summer, next summer, I think we're doing 22 years. Okay, so you know what? You tell me. I believe that we were officially incorporated as a nonprofit in 2004, but we were around since 2003. So which one is our birthday? 2003 or 2004? I will tell you. I celebrate both. Who cares? Party. So let's get back to this now. Audacity Magazine, the vision, is the following. It is supposed to be a mix of like Sports Illustrated, Martha Stewart Living. Remember, this is back then. 1990s thinking. The Oprah, the O magazine, I love that magazine. I'm so sad it's gone. Okay. And then there is Inc. magazine. Oh, I love that magazine too. There were all these magazines, and it was about elevating yourself. It was about living a better life. But if you look at it, none of them talked specifically about physically disabled people. And I really thought they were losing out. Now, I don't know the facts and figures. I'm not about that kind of data. But I said to myself, there has to be a major gap that when it comes to disabled people that someone can profit off of. For example, why not make your restaurants accessible? Totally. Just think about how many more people will go to it. That's just an example. So Audacity Magazine is there because there is a gap. There's still a gap, by the way, between mainstream and the disabled. And there's a gap between the websites that are out there for physically disabled people and us. I want to bridge that gap. Like, I want to, if you can't do or you won't cover, but I can and I want to, then I will. That's how I think Audacity Magazine is for me. I hope that's not too confusing for some of you, but I really feel that Audacity Magazine is a true lifestyle magazine for people with physical disabilities. And I want to make sure I talk about that too, because at the beginning of my journey with Audacity Magazine, I got some slack about Audacity Magazine because I wasn't encompassing everybody. And that's okay. I want you to understand that. And it doesn't mean that I'm not going to reply to 1,000 emails about why aren't you putting this disability or this disability. If it is a physical disability, that's what it's about. Now, let's pretend, hypothetically speaking, that you have a physical disability. You have muscular dystrophy, and you also have ADD. If I write an article, or I get writers to write an article about ADD, it will be about ADD as a person with a physical disability. That's who we cater to. It doesn't mean that we don't want other people to read it, and it doesn't mean that we think we're better. It just means that I want my readers to know that when they go to Audacity Magazine, I'm discussing the issues and topics that are for physically disabled people in all areas of life. I think I'm going to stop the video right now for this one. And I would love it if you would do what they want you to do. You click the like button and you subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And of course, if you've gone to audacitymagazine.com and read some of the articles, that would be fantastic. I think that's everything. I'm going to say that the next video is going to be about leveling up with Audacity Magazine and how you can help me out. And who knows, there's going to be other things. But that's it for now. Thank you. Bye.